Question? When I say Call of Duty campaign, what comes to your mind first? COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, World at War, or Black Ops 3, COD Ghost, and other titles such as Advanced Warfare? Today we're going to look at if the Modern Warfare 2 campaign still holds up and if they've added anything new. Come join me and jump into the world of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign. So let's say and jump right in. Upon starting, it asks if we're okay with disturbing content. Of course we are. What are we, children? I mean, it can't possibly be all that bad, right? So I hit continue, and our journey begins.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
So you immediately start off with Shepard giving you some "we live in a society" type speech. But he's basically just saying stuff like how war never changes, and the minute you kill the big bad guy, someone else steps right up to the plate again. So we're thrusted into the boots of Modern Warfare 2 guy? No, Private First Class Ramirez.
Good. Note that frags tend to roll on sloped surfaces, so think twice before tossing one uphill. All right.
So we run over to the CQB course for some target practice. Now, an addition I thought was really cool was weapon inspect animations, because Modern Warfare 2 has my favorite weapon models of all time. But first things first. We proceed onwards and annihilate the CQB course. We then leave the training area to find out that a unit has been trapped in a combat zone.
Learning to use the tools of modern warfare is the difference between the prospering of your history is written by the victors. Let's get to work.
This is for all the nipples out there. Bruh. Lipski and the Lipski.
So we're immediately hit with an RPG, and then Shepard tells you to get up, pushes you, and walks away. What kind of general does that?
Get up, Private Eye. Rangers lead the way. Move!
Let's go! I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away, but I know that I don't and I won't ever stop.
So after you clear the bridge and fight a couple enemies across the river here, it's time to start heading into the city.
Come on, since when does Shepard care about
So this part of the game is actually pretty eerie. You were just fighting this huge battle where there were enemies everywhere, and as soon as you start driving into the city, it's all dusty and quiet and no one is around.
Got nothing, dude. This place is dead. Alright, stay frosty, you guys. This is the Wild West.
Look at that.
Watch those alleys.
3-foot mobiles. Balcony, 12 o'clock. Probable militia.
Are they armed?
Negative. They're just watching us.
I bet they're scouting us.
Yeah, but that don't mean we can shoot them.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
I don't see Jack!
All Hunter Victor. This is Sergeant Foley. Prepare to engage. We're taking sniper fire from multiple directions.
Speed him up!
We got a ton of contacts front and back.
So you have a moving turret section right here, and I actually want to put like Doom music over this and put like a wacky filter on it to make it as intense as possible, as if it wasn't already. After your vehicle is hit with an RPG, you have to fight with your teammates through some buildings and a school to get out.
Knife the watermelon.
So we end up getting out, and Shepard tells us that we'll be working with him exclusively.
So how do I look?
Like one of the bad guys. Perfect for your undercover assignment.
So Makarov is the prize.
Makarov's no prize. He's a whore. A mad dog killer for the highest bidder. Just remember your new identity. It'll keep you alive.
So that leaves us with Soap and Roach in the best mission in the entire game.
Break's over, Roach. Let's go.
But yeah, the mission starts and you get this cool sequence of being able to climb the ice, and the ice has always looked so satisfying to me.
Good luck, mate. I'll see you on the far side. Hold on! Don't let go!
So Soap and Roach are here to recover a downed ACS module from a satellite before the Russians can get the information from it. This is also where we see the debut of the heartbeat sensor in the Call of Duty franchise. Now, this is a stealth mission at first, which makes it really fun, and you can use the cover of the snowstorm to get really close to your enemies. So before we grab the ACS module, Soap is still providing overwatch for me as I sneak throughout the compound, so that we can go plant explosives on the fueling station, just in case things get a little bit hairy. So the explosives have been planted, and we're on our way to meet back up with Soap to grab the ACS module. We head upstairs to find the ACS module, and that's not the only thing we found. They're also neck-bearded Redditors. So you're supposed to grab the ACS module, and then Soap gets compromised back downstairs. But I ended up shooting the computer with a suppressed pistol, and I got compromised. Well, we find ourselves in that hairy situation, and we have to resort to Plan B.
You smell like you fun.
Boy!
fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some. I don't think you have any idea.
Jokes aside, you can see why this is one of my favorite sections of the game. It's just awesome. I mean, look at this. Look at how the mission ends. You jump over a crevice, and there's just random explosions. Oh God. Here it is. If you're familiar with Modern Warfare 2, you know what comes next. If you are not, allow me to explain. In this mission, you play as Private First Class Joseph Allen, and you are put right next to the terrorist that is being actively hunted down, Makarov. Now, Shepard is putting Allen here so he has an insider, someone close to Makarov that we know. Remember, at the beginning of this game, it literally asks you if you are okay with disturbing content and that you won't be offended.
He's your new best friend. You don't want to know what it's cost already to put you next to him. It will cost you a piece of yourself. It will cost nothing compared to everything you'll save.
Now, before we explain what goes on in the mission and what comes as a result of it, I would like to show you how I first experienced this mission when I was just a young kid. Before this mission started, it asked us one more time, are you okay with disturbing content? My dad put yes, but he told me to close my eyes because we didn't know what was in the game. If you see something like that, obviously you're not going to know until you play it. So this is what I saw and heard. So yeah, what a way to be introduced to a mission, right? But here's the thing about this mission. Some people might say that this mission has no place in the game at all, in which I 100% disagree. I know in certain versions of the game for certain countries such as Russia and other places, completely remove the mission, and I can understand why, but there's a method to the madness here. What better way to introduce you to the antagonist of a story than to put you right beside him and commit an act of terrorism right beside him? For example, I wouldn't have thought he was just this crazy, super bad guy if they had just shown this on security recordings or through a different way. Like, the fact that it puts you in a gameplay section right next to him villainizes him so much more. If you have a counter argument for this, feel free to comment down in the comment section below. I would love to have a civil discussion about this and genuinely talk about this. Story of the mission aside, I thought it was a super cool detail how they added Yuri into the mission from the flashback in Modern Warfare 3. Like, this is amazing attention to detail. So after going through the airport, this puts us outside where, interestingly enough, this is the only part of the mission that you're required to shoot. So we fight and we fight and we fight, which leads us to our getaway.
We've sent a strong message to this attack, Makarov.
That was no message.
No! Don't pull! No! Ah!
The Americans thought he could deceive us. When they find that body, all of Russia will cry for war.
Russians ain't gonna let this massacre go unanswered. It's gonna get bloody.
Too right, man.
Now in the eyes of the world, they're the victims. No one's gonna say a word when the Russians club every American they can reach.
Makarov was one move ahead. Now he's left thousands of bodies at the feet of an American.
So, pretty self-explanatory. This gives Russia a motive to plunge into a war with the United States, and all-out chaos ensues. This leads us to Rojas, the supplier for the airport assault, and he is residing in Brazil.
He supplied the assault.
Ghost, the plates are a match.
Copy. Any sign of Rojas' right-hand man?
This is actually my favorite opening to all the missions in the game.
Wait, it stopped again. Stand by. Got a positive ID. Whoever these guys are, they're not happy to see him. Get down! Get down!
So all hell breaks loose. So we start chasing Rojas, and we find that he runs into an alleyway. And then I aim down and quick scope his leg.
He's down. Roach, this is gonna take some time. Go with Meat and Royce and check out the favela for any signs of Rojas. That's where this guy is headed.
What the fuck's going on in there? Searching for Rojas, we blast absolute ass through the favela.
Hamburger.
Hey, yo, the pizza here. Oh, nigga!
Front runner, this is Bravo 6. We've got the package. I repeat, we have got the package.
Bollocks. The sky.
So, Rojas is captured, but the skies aren't clear enough for a helicopter to land.
Come on, it's got their head up their ass. We're on our own.
This puts us in the next mission called Wolverines. So we're back with Ramirez. Even though Task Force 141 secured the ACS module, it was already too late. Now the entire United States is under attack. It kind of catches everything off guard. So that's why you're in the middle of Virginia in a suburb, just fighting Russians. It's pretty crazy. It's a very fun mission. I think every mission in this game is super duper fun, right? But that being said, this mission to me is the weakest out of all of them. Now that's not saying anything bad, it's just saying it's not as fun, even though it is, as the other missions.
We're spotted. Ramirez, use your smoke grenade. Doug, Morgan, cover him. Throw a smoke grenade on that BTR.
So you shoot a couple helicopters here and there, kill a bunch of Russians, use the Predator missile here and there, and you hear the famous line, Ramirez, get to the burger town. Right, but it's just a big arena. Like, this mission is just a big arena. Like I said, it's not saying it's not fun, it's pretty simple. Although simple, this mission does need to be in the game to show the effect on the United States. You can't just sit here and say, oh, well, they're attacking the United States. Okay, show me. And this is what Modern Warfare 2 is so good at. It's the same thing with no Russian. What better way to show that something happened than to put the player right next to where it's happening? So we're back with the 141. We take care of Rojas, and we're tasked with getting out of Brazil, basically. If you remember, we couldn't get a backup chopper in because the airspace was too hot, because there's literally enemies everywhere. So we have to do our best to get out.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
The giant enemy spider.
So we run through one of my favorite parts of the game, jump to a helicopter ladder, and get out of Brazil. So this puts us back in Virginia with the Army Rangers, and we are just mowing our way through this, and literally mowing. But basically our job here is to get through this neighborhood, get through this this whole Russian army that is just running around everywhere, to get to these anti-aircraft guns that they have set up so that we can get some air support.
Look at that! You just walk in and you just go like...
Using our Glock 18 laser designator, we tell our striker basically, hey, shoot this guy. He's a bad guy. Shoot him. Please.
Fire mission received. Artillery inbound.
After taking out the anti-air, Shepard tells us that a high-valued individual is in this house right here, and there's actually a plane crashed in front of it, which looks pretty crazy. We find a guy trying to get a sandwich. We knife him, the usual. But we find out that the HVI is actually dead. So, pretty shady stuff.
Ramirez, get that briefcase. What's left of it?
And Dunn actually finds Victor, one of Makarov's men, dead outside the panic room.
Get a couple of photos for G2 and check the bodies for intel. Shepard's not gonna like this. Overlord, the HBI is dead.
Oil rigs, sir?
So, this next mission leads up to one of the most hyped missions in the game. So there's an oil rig with a bunch of civilians on it, and a bunch of anti-aircraft guns set up by the Russians. Basically, we have to go disable all the anti-aircraft, take the oil rig over, save the civilians, to be able to go to the Gulag, because there is a prisoner that we're looking for. You'll find out soon who that prisoner is, but first, let's take a look at this mission. And this mission, the way it starts off, is incredible. Let me show you.
Team 1, SDV is away. Hotel 6, bearing 019. USS Dallas deploying Team 2. RV at the objective.
absolutely incredible. Just the sounds, the look, the feel, everything about this is just, I mean, this game is just incredible. I mean, from that sequence alone, it's just incredible.
We'll take them out at the same time. On your call.
Bruh. So after disposing of these Russian guards, we climb up on the dock, we pick up a couple guns, and I think it's montage time. So we make quick work of the oil rig, get rid of the anti-aircraft weaponry, get rid of the Russians, save the civilians, and it's time to go to the motherfucking gulag. So we fight and rip and tear like the motherfucking Doomslayer in the gulag. So we get to where we're supposed to be, we breach the wall, and I'll be damned if it ain't Captain Price himself.
Drop it!
So? Price?
This belongs to you, sir.
Who's so?
While I'd love to sit and shake hands and talk to Price about what life in prison was like, we gotta get out.
Bravo 6, I see your flag. Firing all the way.
After an intense mission and saving Captain Price, things kind of come to a halt, and an eerie one at that. Now we're back with Ramirez and his team, but this time in Washington, D.C., but in a bunker. And we look around, and this is where Modern Warfare 2 excels in its world building. We see soldiers grunting and crying in pain and covering their eyes and falling back on walls and just holding wounds. It's scary. It's done really well, and it kind of reaches out and just touches you. So we fight through a little bit of DC and through this building here, and can we praise the level design team? I mean, look at that. I mean, what an incredible view. I mean, it's terrifying. So there are Russians everywhere. The airspace is too crowded. We have a lock-on missile and a Barrett 50 cal. So we get on the sniper and we start taking out some peeps from far away. Pulling out the javelin, we take that helicopter down like it was no one's business. So now that we've bought some time, it's time to get to the roof because we're about to have a minigun section and it is absolutely badass. But this quickly comes to an end because we're hit with an RPG and we're going down.
Dagger 2-1, this is Overlord. Do you copy? Over. Dagger 2-1, this is Overlord. How copy? Over.
So the helicopter's down, we're pinned down, low on ammo, and we hear the infamous line. Continue to fight, and then a helicopter spotlight makes the screen go white, and we're on to the next mission.
Uplink nearly complete. General Shepard, you're online with Captain Price.
Back from the brink, Captain.
Out of the frying pan is more like it. This world looks more like hell than the one I just left.
So Price and Shepard continue to talk, and right off the bat you notice that there's something odd about Captain Price. Kind of like he's very suspicious of what's going on and who Shepard is, just by what he's saying. He suggests that the best way to go about this is to launch a nuclear missile and hit Washington, D.C.
Are you willing to do what is necessary to win?
Always.
We got ourselves a pretty big fire. Gonna need a huge bang.
You've been in the gulag too long, Price. Focus on taking out Makarov.
No time, sir. We need to end this war today.
I'm not asking you, Price. This is an order. You're to...
Looks like we lost our connection.
So this is the sniper mission of the game. And it's kind of a callback to All Gillied Up from COD 4 because
Price makes a couple mentions to it, and you know, it's just such a good mission, dude. You're playing a soap. He's Price. It's just like old times, and you make your way through the forest here, and you're taking out dogs, and you're taking out enemies. You're being stealthy. You're sneaking around. Just an enjoyable sequence. And man, I gotta say, I love these weapon inspect animations.
Nicely done. Use a suppressed weapon. We'll have to take them out at the same time. Protect the two on the right. Well done.
There's the submarine. Right below that crate.
So the goal is to reach the submarine, and with that, we get our old friend Predator missile back. Price is in the submarine, and he says he needs a couple minutes.
That's the whole thing. I think I didn't just do that, did I? Did I just click the fucking button?
Bruh.
Gentlemen, the missiles vector puts it en route to the East Coast. We will lose the White House.
We've rebuilt it before. We'll rebuild it again.
Casualties?
Possibly 30 to 50,000. Depends on the exact location of the detonation. All systems will go down.
General Shepard, you warned us. We should have listened.
When they speak of this moment, we will not be the ones who stood guard while America died. One man is responsible for all this. Makarov must be brought to light.
Whatever you need, General. You've got a blank check.
So after listening to Shepard, we're back with Ramirez. We're about to find out what happened. So we played through the exact same sequence as before, but this time it ends a little bit differently. And for this entire mission of the game, I'm going to let my buddy Chase take over here and kind of guide you through it because he explains it really well.
Great big flash of white, here we come. You're wondering, where are we? Who is this? We're in space. This is Chase, otherwise known as the Dirty Titty Slapper. I'm here because Luke has my family hostage and is holding this video segment of me talking as ransom. We're in space right now. He wanted me to do this because I'm actually a certified, pre-owned, intergalactic, interstellar space marine. I've done my time in space. I know what it looks like. This is really accurate. You see, everything's all light right there. And I don't know what country that is. I bet that it's the U.S. because other countries don't have electricity. But we're looking down. Houston is telling us we have a problem. You know, I really couldn't tell you why we have a problem, but we got a problem. I think that we're about to see right here in a second. Boom. That's a nuclear bomb or whatever. We're watching that from space. The shockwaves tearing apart the satellites. And there we see, we're spiraling out of control, just like my life. Now, fun little fact, that was actually 50 Cent that was voiceovering for that, that astronaut right there. But, you know, it doesn't matter. He's serving our country, he's doing his part, now we're doing our part. We're playing as Ramirez, or however that, he's going to clip that in of the dude saying it and yelling at me. But I'm just trying to do my job. We're running, shit's falling out of the sky. It's like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but the meatballs are fucking helicopters. Or it's like Chicken Little. God, I love that little duck-looking thing, that awkward little fuck. Either way, we're running into a house. We don't know what's going on. Shit's falling out of the sky. I don't have any ammo. You know, nobody knows where we're at, what's going on. And, you know, we're fighting. We're fighting somebody. We don't know who, but we're fighting.
It's over. Come on. We still have a war.
Now you see here, we're gonna run through the fire as if, you know, it doesn't exist. It doesn't burn us. We're not hot. We're just running around, you know, full combat load as if, you know, we're just not gonna get warm. It's not gonna be a thing in this game. You know, this game really focuses on realism, but fire, it's not real. We aim in here. You see, we don't have a sight. That's an EMP, electromagnetic, but something. I don't know what the P stands for. You could look it up. I could look it up. Either way, look it up. I don't care. But all you got to know, no electricity. We have no more electricity. That's why the helicopters don't work. That's why I don't have a red dot. That's why we're running around, you know. Actually, we'd be running either way. But that's not the point. He's yelling at a guy. We see a new, you know, he's not a part of us. He doesn't know what you know what, there's a word for it, but you know what, he yells flash, I yell thunder, you know, it's a whole thing. I don't know what the actual term for it is, but we're in the office. Here we are. We're shooting Russians in the office. Why are we shooting Russians in the office? Because this is our office. The office. You know? Fucking Scott's in here, and we got to retake the office. Jim Halpert's in here somewhere, you know, we got to rescue him. It's an Easter egg in this mission if you guys didn't know, but, you know, we're doing this alone. We're going with our pistol. We're fighting the Russians in the office. We're alone. We have our friends, and that's all we have at this point. We have ourselves, our friends, and no electricity. With no electricity, just remember, everything's bad. Unless you're a mountain man. You can probably survive if you're a mountain man. I'm just saying. But most of us aren't, so get fucked. Now you see here, we walk up onto an armored personnel carrier. We got a couple of guys outside. They can't figure out why there's no electricity either. Their thing just fucking stopped. So they're, you know, confuzzled. They're confused, baffled. It just stops, middle of nowhere. Can we get in? Can we steal it? No, because there's no electricity. It doesn't fucking work. We're running through the park now, though. And you gotta remember things about parks. There's really cool, and there's a lot of nature in them sometimes. This flare is actually a checkpoint for me to tell you. You see, this game has a lot of great things about it. But this mission in particular, you know, we're gonna throw that flare. We're really quiet right now, you know, it's just bringing the ambiance. The rain's hitting, we're whispering. Nobody knows where the enemy is until we throw that flare. You know, it just brings the ambiance all together. Nobody knows where anybody's at. Everybody's scared, kind of like I am all the time, and kind of currently. You know, I'm just winging this right now. But you know what? You wouldn't have known that, would you? You wouldn't. You would. But the ambiance of this mission just comes together, and it really shows you everything that this game has, because it's a great mission. I don't know what else I can say, you know. But here we make it to Whiskey Hotel. That's the President's Chamber. Yeah, that's not a euphemism for anything. It's just the President's Chamber. It's where we go. Whiskey Hotel, you know. you're gonna have whiskey in a hotel, I think. But you're gonna have whiskey in a hotel with your friends. But yeah, that's all for this bit. We're gonna go and attack the fucking White House because this is that movie Olympus Has Fallen. But you know, I'm gonna go have some whiskey right now because this recording is tearing me up mentally because I want to see my family. Luke is probably gonna kill them because he hates this recording, but that's okay. I'll talk to him later about it. Goodbye.
Thanks, Chase, for whatever that was, I guess. But, no, I wanted to talk about this beginning of this mission here. This game does such a good job of making you feel like you're such a small piece of this huge, massive battle. I mean, just this, you're fighting on the White House lawn, for crying out loud. You just feel so minuscule. So we end up fighting our way to the roof of the White House to keep it from getting blown to smithereens. And once again, level design is shining through. I mean, super detailed interiors, literally fighting through the White House. Great stuff. And man, I mean, I am plowing through this place like it's nothing. I'm treating this shit like it's a fucking esport. This is my profession. I am gaming. So the flares worked and we succeeded in not getting blown to absolute shreds.
Not soon enough, man. But I know we're gonna burn it down when we get there.
When the time's right, Cole. When the time's right.
There's an evil man hiding in these shadows, and we're gonna bring him into the light. Once his face is revealed, we will
So Shepard goes on and talks about writing history and this and that, but we also get informed that there's only 2 places left on Earth that Makarov could be hiding in, and one of those places is to be secured by Ghost and Roach, and the other, Price and Soap.
Not for the 141. 50-50 chance to take out Makarov, eh? Captain Price, request permission to take the safe house with Roach.
Granted. Soap and I will take the boneyard in Afghanistan.
Very well. We will cut off all avenues of escape. This ends now.
Strange. Could have sworn we ended this war yesterday.
Snipers in position.
Strike team go. Engage Makarov on site.
Roger.
Dude, I don't want to do this, man. So we make our way towards his estate, and we're actually ambushed by bouncing Bettys. And I remember the first time I played this mission as a kid, it literally scared the hell out of me. So I don't know, it's just kind of funny now to completely expect it, but thinking back then, I was like completely shocked. So in this game they introduced the breach feature, and it's where you put the breach charge in the wall obviously and kick around in slow motion, and I don't know, I always thought that was so cool as a kid, and I still do now. And like, it's not overused or underused, and you actually get it 4 times in this mission alone. And every time I see it, no matter how many times I replay it, I just get all giddy inside when I see that breach thing. So I always thought this was hilarious as a kid, and it really shows the detail that they put into the remaster for this game. But the sex blow-up doll in the bathtub, they like put handprints on and stuff, and I just thought that was so hilarious.
Scarecrow.
So while we're copying the files of all of the sensitive information Makarov holds, we set up our defense in order to hold back the waves of Russians that we're about to fight.
So far, I've only said good things about Modern Warfare 2. But there's one bad thing about it.
No, no, no!
Area is sanitized. All targets destroyed. Solid copy. No movement detected.
There is getting hurt. There's being kicked while you're down. There's betrayal. And then there's this. Shepard turned the entire war on its fucking head. He took all the effort you put forth. Everything you were fighting for this entire playthrough. And he pisses on it and watches it burn.
Roach, Ghost! Come in, Ghost! You copy? Does anyone copy?
They're dead, so. Shepard's cleaning house. I'm working my way back to you. Shepard betrayed us. Have to trust someone to be betrayed. I never did.
So that's what I was talking about earlier. Price never trusted Shepard to begin with, and that's why he was suspicious of him earlier. Now we're back in Soap Shoes, and this is actually a pretty intense gameplay sequence. Shepard's men and Makarov's men are all fighting each other while you're fighting through them, and Price actually has a conversation with Makarov.
We can use their comms to listen in on their radio traffic. I'm gonna try and contact Makarov. Makarov, this is Price. Shepard's a war hero now. He's got your operations playbook and he's got a blank check. Do what you got, Shepard, and I'll take care of the rest. I know you can hear me on this channel, Makarov. You and I both know you won't last a week. And neither will you. Makarov, you ever hear the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Price, one day you're going to find that cuts both ways. Shepard is using Site Hotel Bravo. You know where it is. I'll see you now.
Looking forward to it. Give my regards to Zakhaev if you get there first.
So Price and her dude pull up in a Jeep, dude dies, you take control of it, and you run it up into an airplane to get the hell out of there.
Price?
The healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking this is its last day on Earth. But I think that's a luxury, not a curse. To know you're close to the end is a kind of freedom. Good time to take inventory. Outgunned, outnumbered. They will remember us for this. Because out of all our vast array of nightmares, this is the one we choose for ourselves. We go forward like a breath exhaled from the earth. With vigor in our hearts and one goal in sight. We will kill him.
Wait for you at the exfil point.
Man, did the voice actors completely kill it. They did a phenomenal job in this game. Like, you just heard that speech Captain Price gave. Chills, dude. Chills. It's crazy how good they were.
Go ahead, Alpha. Riverbed all clear, over. Bravo.
So we get more Soap and Price bonding time, and honestly, you need it, and it's well deserved after the betrayal. And this is my favorite part of the mission, this sweet little cherry on top. You get to rappel down the side of a cliff, and you and Price get to assassinate someone. I mean, it is just the coolest thing. With that being taken care of, you and Price make your way through these rat-infested tunnels with enemies everywhere.
Disciple 5, Oxide. Give me a sit rep, over. Your area clear. Here, open fire! Stay frosty, hunt him down. Got him in, guys! Good night. Take on your light shield. I'll take care of everything. Stay low with that shit so I can get a clean shot.
Every time I play this campaign, at this moment I always reflect back on the entire previous part of the game. Everything I did is leading up to this climax right now, and it's about to go down. And it gets me so hyped every single time. So we fight our way through, and this mission ends.
History is filled with liars. If he lives and we die, his truth becomes written and ours is lost. Shepard will be a hero, because all you need to change the world is one good lie and a river of blood. He's about to complete the greatest trick a liar ever played on history. His truth will be the truth, but only if he lives and we die.
So we're quickly thrown into the next mission, super fast. Shepard's getting away on a boat, and we need a boat.
Bruh.
Get him running like a little bitch.
Ago, I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye, and the world just fucking watched. Tomorrow, there will be no shortage of volunteers, no shortage of patriots. I know you understand.
so. It'll hold for now. Come on, get up. I thought I told you this was a one-way trip.
Looks like it still is. They'll be looking for us, you know.
Nikolai, we've got to get Soap out of here.
Da. I know a place.
Hey, hey, hey!
And then the game concludes. And you end up killing Shepard, but he wasn't the last piece of the puzzle. Makarov is still out there somewhere. After you get done playing Modern Warfare 2, you're not left with that feeling of emptiness and stress when you play other games. You feel satisfied, and you're like, I think I just played a good game. And you really don't get that anymore. Now, this game's story takes place 5 years after the events of Call of Duty 4, which was already an amazing story, and then it takes everything you loved about that game and just goes, take this. Modern Warfare 2's campaign excels in every aspect. Storytelling, pacing, characters. It's all so good.
If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much. This video has been such a project for me, and it's taken a really long time, but I just couldn't help myself but make a video on a game that really defined my childhood. Everything that I know and make references to and remember is just Call of Duty, and and I'm a sucker for a good reload, and this game is full of them. Let me show you. Going back and playing this remaster has only solidified my opinion on this game as a whole. Guys, I mean, from the first mission to the last, it's non-stop, nut to butt, balls to the wall action, while also telling a gripping story with characters you get attached to. It's just so good. But don't just take my word for it. Don't just take it from me to say, hey, you should go play this, because you should. But let me give my buddy of mine a call. Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, are you calling me for that tunnel meeting later?
No.
Then, what's up?
Just I'm making a video on Modern Warfare 2, and I just wanted to get your opinion on it, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like...
Oh. Like, you want me to talk about how good the game is or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, do you think the game is good?
Well, fuck you, okay, honestly. You can take the game and go fuck yourself with it.
Oh.
Yeah, and yeah, and how about you also die?
Hey guys, jokes aside, no script or anything. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video if you've made it to this point, and it would mean so much to me if you would leave a like on the video and maybe subscribe if you want to check out some other videos. I'm gonna have some coming out soon-ish. I'm looking to do more of these video essays when I get time, if I have the time. I kind of just stayed up one night for like until like 4 a.m. playing this game in one sitting all the way through. I wanted to do it in one sitting. I didn't want to split it up. I wanted to have a full cohesive understanding of everything that goes on in the game. And while this wasn't some crazy in-depth analysis, it's kind of a short little bite-sized video that someone could watch and understand what happened in this game, right? And I kind of just want to make it funny and throw some little gags in here and there. And by the way, I want to give a huge thanks to my sister for helping me film the real-life sequences that you see with my camera. Want to give a huge thanks to Logan for making a cameo in the video there at the end. He was the baby on Discord. And I want to give a thanks to Chase as well for commentating over one of the missions. Dude's hilarious. The man can just spitball commentary like it's nothing. I have to sit here and keep retrying recordings on my commentary because I just keep stuttering or tripping over my words. I don't know. The dude's crazy. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Once again, thank you for watching this. Please leave any comments of any constructive criticism or feedback or any questions or any counter arguments to an opinion I may have had. Let me hear it all. Leave a comment. Let's have a discussion, all right? Let's reach out. Let's make friends, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see anything else, and until next time.